talking about, we have done this many times, talked about what brought us into this idea of revitalizing downtown. I have real interest in history, being from my background in Virginia. I know you as county historian have a deep love for history, and we just could not stand back and see some of these buildings that are still here in Dandridge that have been here for 200 years and are still in good shape, just being demolished in some cases or used in some way that was completely out of character of the town. Looking at the heritage of the town, being a commercial center on the French Broad River until the dam was built and the lake was backed up. This was an important place to be.
Right. I feel like that what inspired us to invest and to engage in preservation and revitalization in this historic district was that desire to see that our buildings in our National Historic District were preserved for the future. They weren't torn down and rebuilt in new fashion, and once we lose that, we never get it back again.
Exactly.
It's very important to preserve the architectural elements of a downtown district because preservation is the key element in revitalization. Once those buildings have lost their original elements and their original materials, they're gone forever. You can't bring them back. In fact, when you become a National Historic District like we are in downtown Dandridge since the early 70s, it is mandated that those properties be preserved and that there be guidelines in place that govern how people take care of the exterior of their building.
Shepherd Inn was built about 1820. We have gone back to the archives and have documented that it was a two-story log cabin, and since then the building has just expanded to what you see today. We don't know when each addition was added, but the building has been in use either as a business inn or as a private residence since 1820 or so. I think Shepherd Inn has been involved in a part of the revitalization of downtown Dandridge, in that we have a place that we have tourists, we have visitors from all over the United States that come here not only to stay, since we are a bed and breakfast, but to enjoy other parts of the town. If the inn were not here, I don't think we would have as much activity in town. We certainly wouldn't have as much for people to do once they get here. It's been what I hope is a source of sales tax and revenue for the town, an icon, a feature of the town when people come. Well, as far as I'm concerned, here at the Shepherd Inn, we certainly need to have a reliable electrical system. This building it was not fully electrical. When I bought it, we had to expand the electric system, and Appalachian was very helpful in getting done what we needed to do to expand the system. We also needed to bring in Wi-Fi, which everybody has to have these days. And anytime we have guests, they're looking for that kind of connection because we don't have telephones in every room. That's not what the nature of our building is. So having those things available to us on a reliable basis, and the cooperation of Appalachian, not only here in Shepherd Inn, but also in the community as a whole, because after several years, Appalachian even raised the power lines on our main streets so that when people come into town from out of town and are taking pictures of our historic buildings, they don't have a lot of wires in their picture.
If we're going to encourage investors to come in and spend money in downtown Dandridge, in the historic district, toward revitalization, toward the future, We have to have reliable sources of power and internet and all those things that go along with it. I feel like one of the integral roles that AEC has played in the downtown historic district is when they were agreed to come in and put those larger, taller black poles, our poles that you mentioned, Jim, in, but also they allowed us to look back at old historic pictures of downtown Dandridge and pick out a light and a light pattern and use that with the poles that ties right back into the old historic district. Revitalization of downtown Dandridge has positively impacted the community by bringing a source of pride to the people and the well-being of the people that live here. We have something to be very proud of in our historic district, and people like to come and visit with us and see what we've got here.